3, 2, 1, go!
Did you know this about Catnap? You might be wondering how Catnap became the monster he is today, and why he has such a heavy devotion towards the prototype. Well, Catnap, along with most of the toys in Playtime Co., were experimented on with the orphans that resided in Playcare, but there was one kid that stood out above the rest. When Playtime Co. was still active, Theodore Granbell gained notoriety among the staff for his connection to an imaginary friend who seemed to encourage him to sabotage Playtime Co. And in the Chapter 3 interactable ARG, Theodore's drawing depicted him in purple, sitting on his bed while a skeletal arm emerged from underneath. This drawing strongly suggested that Theodore's imaginary companion was Experiment 1006, also known as the prototype. And after further misbehavior, Theodore Granbell became Experiment 1188, also known as Catnap. There's a lot of mystery around this character, but did you know this about Miss Delight? Before Chapter 3 officially released, content creators were given a pre-release version with one almost unnoticeable but story-altering change. In the current version of the game, Miss Delight moves only when you're not looking at her and would freeze when you are. However, in the pre-release version, she would only move when the lights were off and freeze every time the lights flickered back on. Although this seems like an intentional change, it's unknown as to why the developers decided to do so. Perhaps because it would contradict the fact that Miss Delight would break the generator and cut the power off completely, so the lights flickering wouldn't make that much sense. There are many facts about this character, but why does Catnap look 10 times as scary when he catches us? After powering the counselor's office and redirecting its backup generator to Playcare statue, the player is given the final battery required to power the gas production zone a second time. But as the player makes an attempt to place the battery into a socket, Catnap catches you off guard and forces you to flee through an elevator. And during this moment, the red smoke clouds Catnap's body and he begins to distort, giving him this ghastly white, slender, and skeletal looking appearance. But why does this happen? Well, earlier in the game, we inhale the gas in Home Sweet Home, and we end up hallucinating this nightmarish looking Huggy Wuggy, and this is probably the exact same thing happening right now. Catnap is already creepy with his original appearance, but